bravi, bravi.
You look very Clarissa.
I do look Clarissa, don't I? It looks like a generic kind of bottle of wine, but it's not. I am here with our 3 stars, Renee Fleming, Joyce DiDonato, and Kelly O'Hara. Ladies, I am giddy with excitement to be speaking with you. What a powerful first act. Brava, brava divas. Renee, I would like to start with you because I know the idea of the opera version of The Hours originated with you. So take us back. How did this project come about?
So Kevin and I had been touring a George O'Keeffe project that we love, and he said, how about an opera? I said, of course. We started talking about titles, as I always want to be involved in that, and The Hours was on a short list, and I said, that's it. That's it. I loved the film. Of course, we all love the book. It's Pulitzer Prize winning, but most importantly, it gives the 3 of us an opportunity to sing together.
I know, and what a trio you are. Joyce, you had to take a deep dive into the psyche of Virginia Woolf, so to speak. She's not the first real-life woman you have portrayed. You've sung Mary Queen of Scots here at the Met, and Sister Helen Prejean in Dead Man Walking, which you will be doing next season. But let me ask, does it demand something different of you as an artist to play someone who existed in real life?
Oh, it's such a good question, and it demands a great score and a great libretto, and it demands a point of view from the creators of the piece that, I mean, there's, especially this is one day, and we're trying to get, as we spoke a lot during the rehearsal period, the essence of these characters, the essence of Virginia. It's impossible to, I think, really do a biographical study. We need her creativity, we need her despondency, we need her mania, we need her humor. And we can't get away from the suicide, how she ended her life. And so all of that is flavored in this. And so what I really try to do is not be any kind of a caricature or even really try to imitate. For example, her speaking voice couldn't be further away from my singing voice. It's to really go into what this score is asking of it and to do really an authentic, true essence of her.
Yes, it's always about serving the piece, isn't it? Kelly, you play my niece on The Gilded Age, and I have to say, I feel a sense of familial pride watching you up there. I think, oh my gosh, you're a Tony-winning superstar with legendary performances in South Pacific and The King and I. You are exquisite on The Gilded Age, but you are also a trained opera singer. What has it been like for you to perform on opera's ultimate stage?
Well, you know, it is sort of a practice in not thinking too much about it.
Right.
I pinch myself every day. It is something that lifts me higher than I deserve to be. I'm actually feeling like I'm growing enormously just by being among these 2 women and among all of these people. Just to watch them, to be inspired by them.
Yes.
It's the same way I feel about you on The Gilded Age. I'm growing and growing, and I think that's what life's about, so it's exciting for me.
Well, what a career you've had. Every time I come to the Met, I'm enthralled by the singing and the orchestra and the power of the chorus, but with this piece in particular, I've been really enthralled by the acting. I sat in the front row last week so I could experience your performances up close. So without getting too personal, can you each talk about the emotional journey you made to connect with the inner life of your characters? Kelly?
Sure. You know, I think that we can all, if we don't live this woman, we can all identify with the few times over the pandemic we didn't want to cook a 3rd meal and clean 3 more sets of dishes. I am a mother of 2. What I have learned from Laura Brown is that I'm not Laura Brown, and that's a wonderful gift when you think that maybe you're, you go through ups and downs. We know women that grew up in the 50s. I definitely, all the maternal women in my life, there are little pieces of her in there, of course. But I do love to also discover the ways in which we are not like her and what she struggled with, and also the conversations I've had with Michael Cunningham about his own mother and how he put her into this book. So all of those things are very human and very identifiable, and that's what makes it so real for me, and a great thing to get to play.
Renee.
Yeah, I find it a really fabulous opportunity to play someone who existed in my era, you know, and my running joke has always been that I have clothes from the 90s still. But I also appreciate that she is a woman who feels that she can do things, that she's a publisher, she's in charge, she's a leader, but she is troubled by the sense that she may have lost something, that she may have made a choice. This is something everyone can relate to, a choice that she regrets at this point. She also is about to lose the man who's most important to her, I would say. So it's much more complex than so many of the opera characters we get to see.
Yes, and you know, it takes us back to the AIDS era, doesn't it?
Exactly.
You know, we don't visit that much now.
But AIDS is a wonderful thing to visit now, and a horrible thing to visit now when we're not even out of a pandemic yet.
Exactly.
And these people, mostly men, were ignored for a long time as they died. And so I think it's important to always remember that.
Indeed. Joyce,
You
were
know,
you depressed playing? Have you been depressed for months?
I mean, I have to say, there's so much I love about Virginia, but in many ways, she feels very far from me.
Uh-huh.
And so I rely on an extraordinary text by Greg Pierce, who did our libretto. And I'm relying a lot on my costume and color scheme of the world where I am. It feels quite damp. It feels quite musty and like a coffin, a country coffin, as she says earlier, because so much of what is happening with Virginia is it's internal,
Oh, it is.
very internalized. That can be a hard thing to play on an operatic stage. Maybe in a film it's a little bit easier, but operatic stage, you've got to make it big. So I'm using a lot of physicality and relying so much on these words and the harmonies that Kevin gave us as well.
Well, you're all brilliant as singers and as actresses, may I just say. Renee, as we wrap up, I have to ask, it has been 5 years since you sung the Marschallin into Rosenkavalier here at the Met, which many thought would be your farewell performance on the stage. But you've returned to us not only with another gorgeous performance, but with the gift of this exciting new opera that really, it originated with you. So can you tell us what this moment means to you?
Well, I'm thrilled. It's exactly what I had hoped for, because I've always loved new work, and I absolutely love and wanted to play characters that were different than the mostly ingenue characters that my lyric soprano voice allowed me to play. And so this is perfect, actually, and I'm thrilled to be here. Now, if you know, the pandemic notwithstanding, we lost a couple of years in there. So for those of us at this stage of the career, that's meaningful, as well as for young artists,
Yes.
much more important for them to have that kind of building period. So in any case, I'm delighted to be here.
Oh, ladies, I know you have to prepare for Act 2. Toy, 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 and best of luck with the second act.
Thank you.
Bye.
I'm a fan.
These three women have an extraordinary team working with them to bring this new opera to life. We recently sat down with the director Phelan McDermott and his creative colleagues to learn more about what it took to put the complex story